Peak English Podcast.
From Peak English with Class. Hey, English learners. Welcome back to the Peak English Podcast, your cozy place to learn easy English through real-life conversations and improve your life at the same time. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Alex. And as always, we're really happy you decided to spend a little bit of your day with us. I want to remind everyone right away, this is a B1 and B2 level episode. If you don't understand every single word today, just relax. You can always listen again.
Yeah, exactly. Take a deep breath, grab your coffee, and just hang out with us.
So, Sarah, I was actually reviewing some very interesting language learning research this morning.
Oh, really? Was it about something that every single English learner struggles with?
It absolutely is. The timing is perfect because today we are diving deep into how to train your brain to speak English naturally.
Oh, wow. You mean how to stop translating every single thing in your head?
Yes, exactly. We want to help our listeners stop that endless translation cycle.
Honestly, this is such a huge, important topic. I remember when I was learning my second language, it drove me crazy.
Let's pause right there for a second. You just used a really great phrase, drove me crazy.
Ah, yes. To drive someone crazy means to make someone feel very annoyed or extremely frustrated about a situation.
Exactly. For example, you could say, my neighbor's loud music is driving me crazy today.
Right. And translating every single word in my mind was definitely driving me crazy. It was just so exhausting.
It really is mentally draining, isn't it? It takes all of your energy just to have a normal chat.
It truly does. It completely slows down your conversation and it makes you feel, well, not very smart.
But we have some really good news for everyone listening today. It does not have to be that way forever.
Yes, there are real practical strategies you can use to completely retrain your brain.
But before we dive into all of those amazing strategies, Sarah, do you want to ask our listeners today's reflection question?
I would love to. Okay, listeners, it is time for our reflection challenge. This is your chance to practice writing in English.
Exactly. We want you to stop what you are doing, scroll down to the comments section, and introduce yourself to the community.
Yes, here is the prompt for today. We want you to type, I'm your name from your country, and today I feel blank.
And after you write that, we want you to answer this specific question. When you try to speak English, do you translate from your native language first? How does it make you feel?
Please be totally honest with us. Do you feel nervous? Do you feel frustrated? Tell us in the comments.
We read every single comment, you know. We love building this safe, supportive community with all of you.
I actually read a comment yesterday from a listener in Japan. He said, translating makes his brain feel like a slow, old computer.
Oh, that is such a perfect comparison. A slow computer just spinning and buffering.
I definitely relate to that feeling. It is the worst.
Me too. So take a quick moment, leave your comment, and then come right back to us. We are going to help you upgrade that slow computer today.
All right, we are back. So, Alex, where do we even begin with this huge topic?
Well, let me ask you this first, Sarah. When you were stuck translating everything in your head, what was the absolute biggest problem you noticed?
The biggest problem. I would definitely say it was the delay.
The delay? You mean the long pause before you could speak?
Yes, someone would ask me a very simple question, and there would be this awful, awkward pause while I was processing it.
Right, because your poor brain was doing double the work.
Exactly. It was actually doing 4 steps. First, I had to completely understand the English they spoke.
Okay, that is step one. And then step two is translating it back into your native language, right?
Right. Then, step 3, I had to think of my own response in my native language.
And finally, step four, you had to translate your answer back into English before speaking.
Exactly. That is 4 heavy steps, when it really should just be 2. Understand the English and respond in English.
Wait, let me stop you there. You just used a very important phrase, doing double the work.
Oh, yes, doing double the work means you are working twice as hard as you actually need to.
Exactly. For example, if you don't organize your files properly, you will end up doing double the work later to find them.
Yes, and it is no wonder that my conversations felt so challenging. I was doing double the work every time.
And you know what is really interesting? Many intermediate learners, even at the strong B1 level, still do this.
Really? Even when they already know a lot of English vocabulary and grammar?
Yes, because it is a deep habit. Their brain has been trained for years to use that translation pathway.
Ah, so the brain just automatically goes there, especially when they feel nervous or tired.
Exactly. So, to fix this, we need to completely create a new pathway in the brain.
A new pathway? Like building a new road?
Yes, we need to build what neuroscientists call neural pathways directly in English.
Ooh, neural pathways. That sounds very scientific and complicated.
It does sound fancy, but the concept is actually incredibly simple.
Okay, I'm listening. How do we figure this out?
Hold on, you just used another excellent phrasal verb, figure out.
Yes, I did. To figure out something means to solve a confusing problem or to finally understand it after thinking hard.
Right, like it took me a whole hour to figure out how to build this new chair.
Okay, so let's figure out these brain pathways. How does it work?
Think of it exactly like this. Imagine your beautiful brain is a thick, wild forest.
Okay, I am imagining it. Lots of tall trees, bushes, and wild grass.
Right, and you need to walk from point A to point B. At first, there is no clear path at all.
So you have to push hard through the heavy bushes and broken branches.
Exactly. It is very slow, and it is extremely difficult. That is exactly like when you are first learning English.
Oh, wow. Yes, everything feels so hard and heavy in the beginning.
But if you walk that exact same route every single day, eventually you create a nice, clear path through the forest.
The grass gets worn down, the path becomes obvious, and soon you can walk it easily without even thinking.
That is precisely what happens in your brain with language. The more you think directly in English, the stronger that pathway becomes.
Until it eventually becomes completely automatic. I absolutely love that visual image.
Right. So today, we are going to give you several practical, tiny habits to clear those English pathways in your brain.
I am so excited about this. Where should we start? What is our first tiny habit?
Let's start with our very first tiny habit. I like to call this strategy mental substitution.
Mental substitution. What does that mean exactly?
Well, most people at the intermediate B1 level already know a lot of English vocabulary and grammar. The problem isn't knowledge, it is activation.
Activation? Do you mean the words are asleep in my brain?
Yes, exactly. The words are safely stored in your brain, but they are not active. They are like old books on a shelf that you never take down and read.
Ah, I see. So we just need to take those books off the shelf more often in our daily lives.
Right, and here is exactly how you do it. Throughout your day, whenever you think something in your native language, just pause.
Okay, I pause. And then what?
Ask yourself, how would I say this in English?
So I am basically catching my own thoughts as they happen and translating them.
Not exactly translating, more like expressing them. Let me give you a really simple example.
Okay, I am ready for an example.
This morning, I was making coffee and I thought to myself in my native language, I need more sugar.
A very simple, everyday thought. We all have that one.
Right. But then I stopped and said in my mind, I need more sugar. But then I pushed myself further. How else could I express this?
Oh, I see what you mean. You could also say, this coffee isn't sweet enough.
Yes! Or I could say, I'd like to add some more sugar. Or even, this needs to be sweeter.
That is so clever. So you are not just translating one single sentence. You are exploring different ways to express the exact same idea.
Exactly. And this is crucial because it gets your brain thinking flexibly in English.
Rather than stressing out and thinking there is only one perfect, correct translation.
Precisely. Language isn't about finding the perfect word-for-word translation. It's about expressing meaning.
Honestly, this is so helpful. I used to feel so nervous when I couldn't remember one specific word.
So, here is a practical homework exercise for everyone listening this week.
Yes, homework time! What should we do?
Choose 3 normal daily activities. Maybe making breakfast, commuting to work, and getting ready for bed.
Okay, 3 routine activities. Got it.
During each of these activities, narrate what you're doing in your head in English, but challenge yourself to say each action in at least 2 different ways.
For example, if you're brushing your teeth, you could think, I'm brushing my teeth. And then also, I'm cleaning my teeth. Or, I'm using my toothbrush.
Perfect. Even simple actions get this double or triple expression. After a week of this, you will notice that English starts to flow so much more naturally.
I am definitely trying that tomorrow. Okay, so what is our second tiny habit?
Let's talk about something that is often overlooked: the power of the inner monologue.
Inner monologue? You mean like talking to yourself?
Exactly. And I know some people feel really weird about this, but it's actually one of the most powerful tools for language learning.
I have to admit, I do this sometimes. When I'm walking alone, I have entire conversations in my head.
And do you do it in English or in your native language?
Usually my native language, but I guess I should be doing it in English.
Well, here is the thing. You don't have to do it all in English right away. That can be completely overwhelming.
Let's pause to explain overwhelming.
Good idea.
When something is overwhelming, it means it is too much to handle. It makes you feel stressed and like you cannot cope with it.
Yes, my new job has so many tasks, it feels very overwhelming. So, to avoid feeling overwhelmed, what do you suggest we do with our inner monologue? Start by having a bilingual inner monologue. Think of a sentence in your native language and then softly repeat it in English.
So I am still translating at first.
At first, yes, but here is the key. You are doing it in a low-pressure environment.
Ah, I see. There is no one waiting for my answer and no one judging my grammar.
Exactly. It is a completely safe space to practice. And over time, you will notice something very interesting happening.
What's that?
The English will start coming first sometimes. You will think of something directly in English without needing to translate it first.
Really? That just happens naturally?
It does, but only if you practice. Your brain is very efficient. It loves to take shortcuts.
Oh, so if I keep using this English pathway, my brain will eventually realize, hey, this is faster than translating.
Precisely. Your brain will start to prefer the direct English route because it's simply more efficient.
That is fascinating. The inner monologue is literally like a training ground for the brain.
Yes, and here is another tip to make it work. Make it interesting. Don't just narrate boring things.
What do you mean by boring things?
Well, a lot of people will practice by thinking, I'm sitting, I'm standing, I'm walking.
Which is useful, but also pretty boring.
Right. Instead, try to have actual thoughts, opinions, feelings, and reactions.
Can you give me an example of an interesting thought?
Sure, let's say you see someone wearing a really interesting jacket on the street.
Okay, I see the jacket.
Instead of just thinking, that's a nice jacket, engage with it more. Think something like, wow, that jacket is really stylish. I wonder where they bought it.
I'd love to have something like that, but in a darker color. Maybe I should look for something similar online.
Exactly. You're having a real internal conversation, not just labeling things.
You are using complex sentences, hypothetical situations, and expressing your real preferences.
Because this is how we actually use language in real life. We don't just label things, we make plans and we wonder about things.
Yes. And there's something else that is really powerful about the inner monologue, right? Emotions.
Yes, when you feel deeply frustrated, try to express that exact frustration in English in your head.
Like, this is so annoying. Or, I can't believe this is happening.
Right. And when you feel happy about something, think, this is wonderful, or I'm so glad this worked out.
I see what you are doing. You are directly connecting emotions with English expressions.
Exactly. And this creates very strong neural connections because emotions are processed in a very deep part of the brain.
So, when language is connected to emotion, it sticks better in our memory.
Much better. This is exactly why people often remember swear words very easily in a foreign language.
That's so true. Even complete beginners seem to pick those words up so quickly.
Because they are often said with strong emotion. But you can use this principle with positive emotions too.
So, I should express my joy, my frustration, my surprise, all in English in my inner monologue.
Yes, and over time, English becomes the language of your emotions, not just your intellect.
That is a really beautiful way to think about it. Okay, what is our next strategy?
Next, let's talk about something that many B1 learners overlook, the importance of input quality.
Input quality? You mean like the things we are listening to and reading?
Yes, but not just any listening and reading. You absolutely need the right kind of input at the right level.
I think this is where a lot of people make huge mistakes, right?
Absolutely. Many intermediate learners make one of two major errors.
What's the first error?
They consume content that is way too easy. They stick with beginner level materials because they are comfortable.
Ah, so they are not being challenged at all.
Right. Their brain isn't growing because it is not being pushed.
And what is the second error?
The complete opposite. They jump to very advanced content, like watching complex news programs or reading academic articles.
And they get completely overwhelmed and discouraged.
Exactly. So the key is finding what linguists call comprehensible input.
Comprehensible input. What does that mean exactly?
It means content that is slightly above your current level. You understand most of it, maybe 70 to 80%.
But there are some new words and structures that naturally challenge you.
Yes, so you are comfortable, but you are also actively learning. This is the absolute sweet spot for brain training.
Oh, sweet spot. Let's explain that idiom.
Good catch.
The sweet spot is the perfect balance between two things. It is the exact ideal point for the best result.
Like, this water isn't too hot and it isn't too cold. It hits the sweet spot.
So, how do people find content that hits the sweet spot for their English level?
For B1 learners, look for content designed for language learners, like podcasts, YouTube channels, and graded readers.
Like our podcast, we design our content to be accessible, but also slightly challenging for B1 learners.
Exactly like our podcast. Another strategy is to use authentic content, but with some support.
What do you mean by support?
For example, watching a TV show or movie with English subtitles on. The audio is authentic, but you have the subtitles to help you follow along.
Oh, that is clever. You are training your ear while having a safety net.
Let's explain safety net.
A safety net is something that protects you from failing or getting hurt. Like a net catching an acrobat if they fall.
Exactly. And here is a pro tip. If you are watching with subtitles, try to read ahead slightly.
Read ahead? You mean glance at the next line of dialogue before it is spoken?
Yes, this way your brain knows exactly what to listen for. You are priming your brain for the sounds.
That is incredibly effective for improving listening comprehension. What about reading?
For reading, I strongly recommend what I call the 70% rule.
The 70% rule? How does that work?
If you're reading something and you don't understand more than 30% of the words, it is simply too difficult. Put it aside.
So you should understand at least 70% naturally.
Right. At that level, you can comfortably guess the meaning of new words from the context.
That makes total sense. If you are stopping every single sentence to look up words in the dictionary, you're not really reading.
Exactly. You're just doing a painful translation exercise, which does not help your fluency at all.
And people should try to read about their own hobbies and interests, right?
Absolutely. If you love cooking, read cooking blogs. If you love sports, read sports news in English.
Because when you are interested in the content, your brain is deeply motivated to understand it.
Yes, your brain will push through difficulties much more easily because it wants to know the information.
Okay, we talked about input, but earlier you mentioned spaced re-exposure. What is that?
Yes, this is a crucial aspect of input. It means listening or reading to the same thing multiple times, but spaced out.
So, not just reading the same article 5 times in a row until I understand every word?
No, that is boring. Instead, listen to a podcast episode today, then listen to it again 3 days later.
And then maybe once more a week after that?
Exactly, because each time you return to it, your brain is in a slightly different state. You have learned more, so you understand it at a deeper level.
Oh, that's amazing. So, the first time you catch 70%, but the second time you might catch 85%.
And by the third time, you are understanding nearly everything, and it feels effortless. That feeling of improvement is extremely motivating.
I am definitely going to re listen to this exact episode next week to test that.
Please do. Okay, let's move on to what might be the absolute most important part: output.
Output. That means speaking and writing, right? I think this is what scares people the most.
You are absolutely right. Many learners spend years consuming English, but they are terrified to actually speak.
It is the fear of making mistakes, mostly. The fear of sounding stupid or not being understood.
Those are very legitimate fears. But here is the hard truth: you cannot train your brain to speak without actually speaking.
It's like learning to swim. You can't learn by just watching videos of people swimming on YouTube.
Exactly. At some point, you just have to jump into water.
So, how should people start? Not everyone has English-speaking friends to practice with.
That's okay. One of my favorite methods is called shadowing.
Shadowing? Like following someone like a shadow?
Exactly. You listen to a native speaker and you repeat what they say, trying to match their rhythm, intonation, and pronunciation.
So, you are mimicking them in real time.
Yes, at the basic level, you pause the audio after each sentence and repeat it.
That seems manageable. What is the advanced level?
At the advanced level, you try to speak along with them in real time, like an echo.
Oh, wow. That sounds really challenging.
It is, but it is incredibly effective because you are training your mouth muscles and your fluency all at once.
And you are using authentic native speech as your model, so your brain internalizes the natural rhythm.
Exactly. Another powerful output technique is recording yourself.
Ugh, I don't like the sound of my own voice at all.
Most people don't, but when you speak without recording, you don't really know what you sound like.
That is true. I might think I am being clear, but I'm not really sure.
When you record yourself and play it back, you become your own teacher. You can hear your own mistakes.
Like if I am speaking too fast or dropping the endings of words.
Yes, so try this. Speak about a topic for 2 minutes while recording. Then listen back and note just 3 things you want to improve.
Just 3 things? Not everything?
Just 3. If you try to fix everything at once, you'll get overwhelmed. Then, record yourself again, focusing on those 3 fixes.
And you can compare the 2 recordings. I bet you can improve a lot in just 1 session.
You will be amazed. Now, what about mental blocks? You know, when you are speaking to someone and you just freeze up?
Oh, this is so common. It happens to me when my anxiety spikes. My brain just goes into stress mode.
Exactly. When you are stressed, it is harder to access your language knowledge. But don't panic. Have some filler phrases ready.
Filler phrases? Like what?
Phrases like, let me think about that for a moment. Or, that's an interesting question. Or, how should I put this?
Oh, So you are just buying yourself time to think, but doing it smoothly in English.
Yes, native speakers do this all the time. These phrases are like bridges that help you get from the question to your answer.
And if you still can't think of the complex word, you can just simplify what you were trying to say, right?
Always simplify. Often we freeze because we're trying to express something super complex and we can't find the right words.
So instead of giving up, you just break it down into simpler ideas.
Right. Instead of saying, I'm considering whether to pursue a master's degree in engineering or start working immediately, just say,
I'm thinking about my future. Should I study more or get a job? I'm not sure yet.
beautifully simplified. You've communicated the essential meaning, and that is what matters.
Just getting started like that really helps your brain relax. It primes the pump.
Good phrase. To prime the pump means to do something to help a process get started.
Wow, we have covered so much today. Before we wrap up, what about expectations? When will someone actually see results from doing all this?
The honest answer is, it depends. Language learning is a marathon, not a sprint.
Right, it is not going to happen overnight.
But if you practice these techniques for 15 to 30 minutes every day consistently, you will start noticing small changes within 2 to 3 weeks.
Like English phrases naturally popping into my head without trying?
Yes, small wins. After about 2 months, those moments become more frequent, and after 6 months, English starts to feel much more natural.
But what about plateaus? Those awful periods where you practice hard but feel like you're not improving at all.
Plateaus are frustrating, but they are normal. During a plateau, your brain is still working hard, consolidating knowledge and making deep connections.
So I am improving, even if I can't see it right away.
Exactly. Do not give up during a plateau. Trust the process, and above all, please practice self-compassion.
Yes, do not beat yourself up over every tiny mistake. Celebrate the small victories.
Every time you try, you are training your brain. Be kind to yourself on this journey. Well, before we jump into the word tour today, let's take a quick moment to review everything we just talked about.
Yes, that is a great idea. A quick recap always helps my brain lock in the new information.
Right, so we started with mental substitution. That is, catching your daily thoughts and finding 2 or 3 different ways to express them in English.
Then we talked about the inner monologue, having a safe, private conversation in your head, and connecting those English words to your real emotions.
Exactly. Then we moved on to input quality. Remember the 70% rule? Find content where you already understand most of the words.
And don't forget spaced re-exposure. Listening to the same podcast or reading the same article again after a few days to deepen your understanding.
Right. For output, we recommended shadowing, which means mimicking a native speaker, and recording yourself for just 2 minutes to fix 3 small mistakes.
And finally, if you freeze up, use filler phrases to buy some time, or just simplify your complex thoughts into basic ideas.
Exactly. If you consistently practice these tiny habits, you will definitely start to clear that English pathway in your brain.
I am feeling so motivated. I am definitely going to record myself speaking this weekend.
You can do it, Sarah, and so can all of our wonderful listeners. Just trust the process.
And now it is time for everyone's favorite part of the show, the word tour.
Welcome to the Word Tour. This is where we take the best idioms and phrasal verbs from today's episode and practice them together.
We selected 6 very practical phrases today. Let's jump right in.
Word number 1, drive someone crazy.
To drive someone crazy means to make someone feel very annoyed, stressed, or extremely frustrated about a situation.
Example 1, the loud construction noise outside my apartment is driving me crazy today.
Example 2. It drives me crazy when people talk loudly on their phones in the library.
Now it's your turn. Repeat after me. The loud noise outside is driving me crazy.
The loud noise outside is driving me crazy.
Great job. Word number 2, figure out.
To figure out means to finally solve a confusing problem, or to understand something after thinking about it for a while.
Example 1. I cannot figure out how to put this new desk together. The instructions are terrible.
Example 2. Please don't worry about our travel plans. We will figure it out tomorrow morning.
All right, your turn. Repeat after me. Don't worry about the plans. We will figure it out tomorrow.
Don't worry about the plans. We will figure it out tomorrow.
Beautiful. Word number 3, sweet spot.
The sweet spot is the perfect balance between two things. It is the exact ideal point to get the best possible result.
Example 1. This coffee isn't too hot, and it isn't too cold. It completely hits the sweet spot.
Example 2. You need to find the sweet spot between working hard and resting so you don't burn out.
Now you try. Repeat after me. You need to find the sweet spot between working and resting.
You need to find the sweet spot between working and resting.
Excellent. Word number 4, safety net.
A safety net is something that protects you from failing or getting hurt. It makes you feel secure when you try something difficult.
Example 1. Having some extra money saved in the bank acts as a great safety net.
Example 2. Watching a movie with English subtitles gives me a safety net while I improve my listening.
Your turn, listeners. Repeat after me. Having some extra money saved acts as a great safety net.
Having some extra money saved acts as a great safety net.
Perfect. Word number 5, prime the pump.
To prime the pump means to do something small to help a bigger process get started smoothly.
Example 1. The government lowered taxes to prime the pump and help the economy grow.
Example 2. Speaking a few simple English words in the morning really helps prime the pump for the rest of my day.
Make it loud and clear. Repeat after me. Speaking a few simple words helps prime the pump for the day.
Speaking a few simple words helps prime the pump for the day.
Good. And our final phrase, word number 6, beat yourself up.
To beat yourself up means to be way too hard on yourself or to feel very guilty about making a small mistake.
Example 1. You only failed one small test this year. Please don't beat yourself up over it.
Example 2. She is really beating herself up because she completely forgot her best friend's birthday.
Last one. Repeat after me. You only failed one test. Please don't beat yourself up over it.
You only failed one test. Please don't beat yourself up over it.
Amazing work today, everyone. Your brain is getting stronger and more flexible with every single episode.
And that brings us to the very end of our time today. Thank you so much for listening, practicing, and learning with us.
Yes, truly, thank you. Whether you were cooking a nice dinner, commuting on a busy bus, or just resting in bed, we appreciate you sharing your day with us.
You did a wonderful job today. Be kind to yourself, give your brain time to build those new pathways, and keep practicing your tiny habits.
If you loved this episode and found it helpful, please leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss our cozy chats.
This is Sarah, and this is Alex. You've been listening to the Peak English Podcast. Bye!
Your progress doesn't end here. To continue advancing your Speak English skills, click on the next video or explore the additional videos we've thoughtfully selected for you.